I've been seeing Black women across the diaspora call out Onyeka, the so-called victim in the Danish deception, for all sorts of things very accurately, very rightly. Pick-Misha, white-centered, male-centered behavior. Presenting a united front on that. I really appreciate that about them. My question is, Asians, why are we just letting our people run amok and do stupid ass shit? Being pick-me, sucking out to whiteness, and every time an Asian says something about maybe we shouldn't let white people in our spaces, like that girl at H Mart side-eyeing the white people, all these big Asian creators were like, no, but that's like segregation. We can't do that to white people, all the while being married to their oppressors. Be so for real right now. This is why I have to be so suspicious of Asian people, like both online and in real life. It doesn't matter whether they're from Asia, born in the US, born in the West, whatever. So many Asians, especially Asian women, will be throwing themselves at white people that don't even like them at their own expense and then expect solidarity from their people afterward. Like, what? Like, Becca Bloomshit has 0 Asian supporters. Asha Vance should also have 0 Asian supporters. I think they can somehow transcend their Asianness by being married to white men and spending their white man's money. And they don't even know how much of themselves they've given up in the process. Asians, I highly recommend that you watch everything that Black women have been saying about the whole Danish deception story, because we aren't holding our own to account nearly enough. If the Danish deception and girly pop had been Asian, the commentary would have been completely different. Everybody would have been like, oh my God, it's not a crime to fall in love. She would have been given the Risa Tisa treatment. Everybody would have felt so sorry for her. But no, Onyeka is Nigerian American, and both Black American women and African women have taken her to task. They've been like, you worship whiteness, this is the price you pay. You were being a pick-Misha, and this is what you get. If she had been Asian, I anticipate that there would have been a lot of comments from Asian men being like, Oxford study, Oxford study. That's inherently misogynistic to say Oxford study. And it's not really helpful because it just invites a lot of hate comments and doesn't really help people investigate their internalized white supremacy. But all the Asian women, y'all would have just been like, it's not terrible to fall in love. It's not a crime. So what, are you all just against race mixing now? My white husband would never. And actually, the thing is that there are thousands of Asian Onyekas bending over backwards, giving away their entire finances to be with some mediocre white man. It's just that our culture's a little bit different and encourages us to suffer in silence. So many Asians just don't give a shit. I will turn over your body, your bank account, your language, your food, your community. You will turn it all over to the white man. And then your only justification for that will be, but love is beautiful, segregation is bad. For most Asian American women, marriage to white men is considered highly advantageous, and our families really encourage it. It's not like the struggle, interracial love that our parents oppose because they want us to have Asian husbands. Absolutely not, no. It might have been that way like decades ago, and some communities discourage it more than others. I think Koreans really prioritize marrying other Koreans. That's at least what my ex-boyfriend told me. But at least in China and for Chinese Americans, which is what I am, getting a white husband is a flex. It is something that you show off to your entire family. You talk about how your kids are going to have blonde hair and blue eyes, even though they're not. Your whole family is going to be so excited that you got an American husband. Yes, even if you are Asian American, they will call only white people American. That is a thing. They always view it as a step up in life. Even if your white man is broke, even if he treats you badly in front of everybody, they'll just say, why aren't you working hard enough for his acceptance? If you do more, then he will really accept you, and he won't cheat on you with a younger Asian woman. Absolutely not. And I know this view is so prevalent because a lot of divorced older Chinese aunties will swear off Asian men and only go for white men, specifically Trump supporters. There's also this idea in our community that Asian men are a lot more misogynistic than white men, which is absolute bullshit. Misogyny just looks different, and if you are raised culturally Chinese, you will not be as attuned to the way that misogyny shows up in Western society and how it will show up in your marriage to a white man. So TLDR, we are highly encouraged to do this, and we will be praised by our families for the rest of our lives for marrying a white guy.
I love this creator. Here is her handle. You can go and check her out on TikTok. And honestly, there's something she said here that hit me so hard. When she said that in Asia, marrying a white person is celebrated. In Asian countries, when you marry a black person, it is almost like you want to stain the bloodline. They do not accept it. Your mother will fight it. A lot of people, their parents will disown them. However, they will encourage their children to marry white people, especially the women to marry white men, because it's increase their social standing or make them come off as rich. I don't know, but like if you're married to a white man in Asia, especially in China, it increase your social status. If you see the way Chinese people praise Chinese women and Chinese men who are married to white people, you will feel somehow. Like you feel somehow, honestly. You go to the comment section, they will be saying something like, oh, you are bringing glory to the country. You are bringing glory. I'll be like, hey, Jesus. I don't want to say a lot, but what she said is true. Like, they celebrate getting married to white men. And I feel like this is the reason why a lot of them will be in a very bad marriage that disadvantage them, but they will not want to come out of it because people will see them as if they are married to a white person, therefore their social status have automatically increased. And this is the reason why you see a lot of old divorced white men heading to Asian, because they will easily get young beautiful women to marry. But honestly, I encourage interracial marriage. Is none of my business. I feel like anything that makes you happy, do it. I encourage interracial marriage. I feel like interracial marriage will bridge the gap between all race and make racism minimize. There's a lot of important points she brings out in her video, and I want to talk about that. But before I go deep into this discussion, I want you to watch this other video, then I'll come back and give you my own opinion.
Asians with low racial self-esteem that have made my ass itch. A few years ago, I met this girl on a dating app. We became friends kind of quickly, even though we decided not to really date that way. Even though she'd said that she hates being fetishized, she ended up dating this very, very conventionally unattractive white man. He was also broke because he was a grad student, and he was approaching his 30s, or in his 30s, whereas she was still 24. So then one day she's telling me about this road trip that she took with him. And apparently when they were returning the car, the attendant, who was also a white man, looked at her and was like, hey, what kind of Asian are you? My wife is Cambodian. My wife is Cambodian. Do you know anything about Cambodia? Are you Thai? Are you Japanese? Are you Chinese? But get this, she was with her boyfriend. Her white boyfriend was there. Her white boyfriend, who was basically 30 and several years older than her and should have known better, was just standing there watching her get racially harassed and said nothing. Did she stay with him after this? Oh yes, she did. Every time they came for parties at my house, she would be sitting on his lap and he would not talk to anyone else at the party unless we were speaking directly to his girlfriend or to him, and he would just talk to her, and he was just so worried that she would find someone else attractive. I wish I could have done something to help. You really just gotta wait for these people to come to their senses. Another time I went to a party, this was during grad school, at my white friend's house, and this girl is great. She's never caused any problems, very empathetic, listens very well. And apparently a friend of her friend that came through the door was this very short Asian girl. I think she was a few years younger than me. And this was a Halloween party, so she was wearing this bright green dress with a green hat. She takes one look at me, and I'm dressed as a man. I'm dressed as a male anime character, okay? And her face falls because she was counting on being the hot Asian girl at the party. Let me tell you how I know that. She goes around saying to everybody, I'm baby bok choy. Look at me. I'm baby bok choy. Look at my hat. Look at it's like a leaf. And she's got the signature panda eyeliner that is very much trying to the eyeliner up to here that's trying to make her eyes look rounder. It's not helping. It's just making her look like a panda, or that someone punched her in the face. She's talking to all the girls, all the white girls. She's sitting on a bunch of white boys' laps. She's, really feeling herself. And every time she looks at me, it's a glare. She does not talk to me. I say hi to her. I introduce myself, explain what my costume is and that I'm a man. She's still very upset. She was clearly counting on there being no other hot young Asian girls there. She was counting on being the only one. And every time I went by her to get a drink or whatever, she would just close ranks. She would move her body to shield the white boy she was talking to from even taking a look at me. Also, I was there with a partner. This is absolutely mad behavior. Were the white men at that party looking at me? Of course they were. Did I want them to be looking at me? No. And then I can't tell you how many times I walk down the street in Boston, and then there's a WAMAF couple, a white male, Asian female couple coming down, and then they both look at me, and she starts clutching his hand so much harder, but he's staring at me. He's looking me up and down, dissecting me with his eyes, wondering why I am so large. Yes, they do make Asian girls as big as me. I'm Manchurian. That's why. Your girlfriend is worried that you want me, but oh no, I don't want you, so we're good. I have no beef with her. I have no beef with any Asian woman over a man. I have no beef with any woman over a man, ever. And this is probably why, not for a lifetime of trying, I only have a handful of really close Asian female friends. Because the number of Asian women that will not throw me under the bus for a white man, or for whiteness in general, is so vanishingly small.
So guys, let's talk about what she said about black people holding Onyeka accountable. I feel like black people are more outspoken. Black people do express themselves more than every other race. I genuinely love the fact that we express ourselves, we say things the way we see it, we do not pretend too much. Yes, and a lot of people misinterpret this as being loud, but honestly, I love how we do hold people accountable and express our dissatisfaction in a lot of things. Another thing I want to point out, guys, I don't know, but through what I have seen on social media, I don't think that Asian women are so united as black women when it comes to women fighting for their social rights, right? I don't see them doing that. I don't see them very united on social media. I always see them trying to compete with each other. I don't know. Becca Blue blew up. The person who started rumor about Becca Blue is a Chinese girl whose father is also rich. She was the first person that kicked up the rumor that Becca Bloom is lying, and ever since she made those comments, people have been digging out a lot of dirty things about Becca Bloom. I feel like agents do compete with each other, and because of the culture of everybody want to be perfect, everybody wants to be at the top, I feel like they do compete with each other a lot. I don't see that oneness or them coming in one voice to fight for one thing, or them seeing a fellow Asian woman that is with a white man and be like, oh, praise them, say something good about them. I don't see that. I don't see them doing that, honestly. And I feel like this is the reason why it is hard for them to hold themselves accountable, because they do not have united voice to fight for each other or speak for each other in some kind of social issue. And I feel like the reason why black women are so very good in fighting for each other and speaking up for each other is just because of the fact that society have put black women at the bottom. So in everything, we need to stand together, fight together, speak up together in order for our voice to be heard. And again, every black woman do relate with another black woman, but I don't think Asians do that kind of thing, right? I don't think they have like relatability when it comes to some kind of experience. Yes, I don't know, but this is what I see. And also, I see them doing something like, not agents, right? They do something based on countries, Chinese, Korea, I don't know, but I don't think they have that united voice on social media to do what we do to Onyeka. But guys, I want to know what you think in the comment section. I also feel like the Asian women need to come together to speak on some things they experience in their marriage, and also educate the younger ones, because I know that there are a lot of Onyeka in Asian community. There are a lot of Asian women Onyeka, but because of this, the culture of Asian, where everything needs to be under the carpet, you don't need to talk about this one, you need to swallow everything, and it is hard for them to come out and express themselves or even talk about it. Again, shaming is so very big in Asia. Like, you don't say anything because they will shame you, you become the outcast and all that. It is understandable sometimes the reason why they do not come out to speak, but I genuinely wish they can speak up so that younger ones will learn.